Okay, just wanted to give a few air refueling pointers here. So I'm currently at 50 feet, mostly stable, in pause, of course. The boom is pointed roughly at my feet. Um, the top of the tanker's tail is disappeared from my field of view, and I can see most of the tanker's wing. Also, the cone here, the little small cone, is roughly tangent to this inner part of the nacelle for the core of the engine. So that's at 50 feet. So let's talk about the boom real quick. So the KC-135 boom is what we'll just talk about first, or maybe only. 10's boom is a little bit different, but so I have 6 to 18 feet is the telescoping range of the 135 boom. From 11 feet to 13 feet is the green band. So I've got, from 11 to 13 feet to maneuver to stay in the green band. The captain's bars, if you will, over here. Let's see. Laterally, the boom is plus or minus 10 degrees, left and right. And the elevation limit, so up and down, let me see if I can actually get on the tanker real quick. Whoops. No, that's still me. Okay, that's good enough. So the elevation limit, up or down, so if the boom went up, is going to be 20 to 40 degrees. So up 20 and then down 40. The upper elevation limit is 25 degrees, and so when you know you're at the upper elevation limit, you're going to see an intermediate fly down light. So normally in the real world, if you're at the upper elevation limit of 25 degrees, the boom operator is going to give you a potato to correct it. Otherwise, he's going to punch you off. So BMS doesn't have that. The lower limit of 40, I've never had anything other than 40, but I think it's based on the tanker's units of trim, and they've always said, hey, 5 units of trim, your lower limit's 40. So okay, great. But when I hook up, I'm going to talk about the lights that I see. Like I can have a fly forward light, but I don't necessarily need to come forward. I might just need to come up, because anytime I move down, that extends the boom. Anytime I come up, that compresses the boom, which is going to tell me to possibly fly forward or fly aft. Okay, so back to the cockpit. Back to the cockpit here. Let's go ahead and close, and then I'll talk about what I see when I'm in contact.
Echo 6-1, cleared to contact position.
All right, so just going to stabilize here at 50 feet, kind of find a null power setting where I'm not drifting aft or moving forward. That's pretty good. I'm making just small power adjustments, small control changes, small but deliberate. So let's try to avoid wild input. So all right, we're cleared to contact. So I'm going to come in. You can come straight in, and I like to kind of come in off the side a little bit. The boom will fly around the airplane. This is a little bit too fast on the closure rate, so I'm going to try to slow that down a little bit. Work my way over towards the center line. Now I'm within 10 feet, and I'm getting ready to park it. Maybe just right about a little bit more. There, I guess that's good right there, yeah. All right. So if you look at the number 2 engine,
Perseus 1-1, Mexico 6-1, heads up, tanker is entering turn.
Of course. If you look at the number 2 engine, but look at the cone now, where it is in position to the outer engine nacelle. It's roughly tangent to that. So that is my good position for captain's bars. Let's see if I can do this and talk at the same time.
1,000.
All right, you can see it's roughly tangent to the nacelle. Now that works if I'm on center line. If I were to come to the left some, so let me try to drift left just a little bit. It's going to be harder to do in the turn here. There's going to start to be, you can see now it's sticking out past the nacelle. So if I saw that just by coming forward, and I'm on center line, that means I'm drifting too far forward. So I now exaggerated that by just moving left. Let's see if I can come forward and have the same result on center line, because this reference really does matter, or only works if you're actually on center line. All right, let's see, come a little more forward. Fly aft. Yeah, it's sticking out a little bit, so it's not a perfect model, but it does work. Conversely,
3,000.
if I come aft, let's see if I can do that without falling off. All right, if I come aft, you can see now there's a bit of a gap between the cone and the nacelle. So that's going to tell me that I'm too far aft. And of course the light's going to confirm it. However, I don't want to chase the director lights. I want to be able to see the movement and make a positive correction before the lights even move. So, and if you can kind of incorporate some of these
4,000.
into your scan and you see the gaps developing, then you can make an input and then you'll see a light change. So now let's talk about up and down the envelope. So right now I'm just coming down a little bit, but it's telling me I need to fly forward, which I don't really need to fly forward. I just need to come up because I've extended the boom. So I've come up now, and now I've moved back to captain's bars again. If I come up too far, sun in my face.
5,000.
So there's the upper limit right there, intermediate fly down. So that's too high. You can see the top of the HUD and the relative to the fuselage of the tanker. This is too high. You want to have a little bit of a gap there, maybe half inch, 3/4 of an inch, something like that. So this still feels a little bit high. Another reference I can look at, I'm going to pause here, is this antenna. This is their UHF antenna. We call this piercing the grape. So this little oval here, it's not very well textured, I would say, but it's like an antenna plate, I believe, or some kind of plate. But if you put this UHF antenna like in the middle of this panel here, we called it the grape or an olive or whatever, piercing the olive, and also draw a line between the D and the F through the end of this antenna. That is also a really great reference to know if I'm on my pitch line, and obviously I'm on center line because it's in the middle of the grape here. So it can be a little bit hard to see, but another also great reference. Let's see what else. Yeah, so I'm piercing the grape. I don't want it to come like too far
6,000.
into it like that. There's the upper limit, but now it's like at the bottom of that oval, and that's too far high. So when you come back down, now I will. Let's say I'm going to come down in the envelope. Oh, I think actually I already did that, so it's going to tell me to fly forward. Yeah. Let's try not to fall off here. So let's look at this real quick. So I am at about 10 feet or so, maybe a little bit less. So there's a little bit of the green band. Obviously, you can't use the colors because they're all behind you. But just to demonstrate the boom.
Disconnect.
Okay, I think I'm actually topped off.
Disconnect.
All right, disconnecting. Just going to pull the power just slightly and just slide back into the pre-contact position. And then I'll get out of the way so the AI can do their thing. I'll move over to my side. Tell the tinker I'm done.
Perseus 1-2, Mexico 6-1, cleared to contact position.
Now for
Roger.
the observation position. So if I had the combat autopilot on, which is kind of useful for testing, it's obviously not something we fly with on. But where the AI, if this was a full AI flight, the combat autopilot
Contact.
For my position, I'm just going to fly to about where he would be, which is pretty close, I would say, to the real observation position. Just something like right over here. So if I'm going to do any administrative tasks, like checking cards or plans or something like that, I'm going to give myself more spacing over here and just kind of hang loose. and then when I'm ready to close it back up,
1,000.
then I can move back in. If we were in and out of the weather, of course I'm going to want to be pretty close to the tanker, so I can keep him in sight, and then just get ready to go lost wingman if I have to. So anyway, I hope that helps. Just a few pointers about how the boom works. Again, 6 to 18 feet, 20 to 40 elevation with 25 the upper limit. And the 30-degree line is right in the middle of the envelope, and then plus or minus 10 degrees laterally. And just try not to chase the boom operator lights, or the boom lights with power. Try to see the movement. Remember, you're flying formation, so try to see the movement of his jet, and then make a correction, rather than just it's easy to get tunnel vision on the lights themselves. Versus just flying good formation, and using those visual reference will really help you become a better pilot during air refueling. In small, deliberate movements, small, deliberate throttle changes, and you're going to be moving the power back and forth, quite a bit. Like, you can't just lock it in there and not have to touch the power, because you're going to be taking on fuel and you're going to be getting heavier. So eventually, you're just going to have to add more and more power to stay in position. Okay, hope that helps. See you.